I have been bullish for Bitcoin and stock market for the last several weeks. Today, we finally get the big pump that we have been waiting for. Welcome back. This is your investing and trading channel Blockchain Thunder. My name is Crude. Today, I'm going to show you why there is a high possibility that we are at the beginning of a big bullish rally. So, let's dive right into it. Let's start with the Bitcoin monthly chart. So Bitcoin rallied to $20,000 at 2017, and in 2018 it rallies to about $14,000. This is why we get this huge trend line here, and we break this trend line in July this year. This is why it has been really bullish from the longer time frame. And let's take a look at the BitMEX index funding. We have a negative bar this month. This is very important. As I mentioned before, it's bullish when the BitMEX index funding is negative. And we finally get this negative for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the last 6 months, this is first time we get a negative bar on the monthly time frame, which means this is very bullish from all time frames. Because let's take a look at the weekly. Take a look at it. We have a 5 negative chart, 5 week of negative bars. This is very important, which means people are starting to accumulate during this time period. Now let's take a look at these weekly candles. As I mentioned before in my previous video, you can see these downward wicks. These are all buying momentums, which is a very important indicator for bullishness. So, this buying momentum plus this negative BitMEX index funding bars. In addition, we have break this long-term trend line. This all three indicator shows that Bitcoin is really bullish from the monthly to weekly time frame. Now, let's take a look at the daily time frame. This is a daily time frame. Today we get this big pump. So why this big pump happened? If you connect these lines and connect these lines, you can see that we were inside a big symmetric triangle. So today we break to the upside, which is really bullish. The upside target could be measured in this way. Something like this, and then move it here. So the target is around close to $11,900. And let's take a look at the RSI. In my previous video, I mentioned that this line is first as a resistance. So we touch it once, twice, we break out on the third time, come back and retest it once and twice, and then we bounce off. It wasn't able to bounce and break this line to the downside, which will be more bullish. But we bounce off this line, and this is bullish enough for the market to go up. And right now, we are testing the resistance at the RSI. If you put a line here, you can see that this is our immediate resistance line. If the RSI can push to the upside, it will be much more bullish for the coming days and weeks. And also, let's take a look at the BitMEX index funding. We have a lot of days of negative bars. This is fantastic. This is really bullish. And this is the opposite of this period. During this period, what you should be thinking is how to sell Bitcoin. On the contrary, during this period, what you should be thinking is how to buy Bitcoin. What you should do is to buy every dip we got during these negative bars. So what's going to happen next? We can see that right now we are at immediate resistance line here. We got the several touch points here. Right now we are here. if we can break it to the upside and break this neckline of this head and shoulder pattern, we will be very bullish for the coming days swings. And as long as the BitMEX index funding bars are negative, there is a high possibility that Bitcoin will have an even larger pump in the coming days. So be prepared. Now let's take a look at the altcoin market. Let's start with the Bitcoin dominance chart. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. The lower the number, the more bullish for the altcoins. And this week, although it didn't close yet, we can see a pretty hard, long upper wick. This means a lot of funding is starting to go back into the altcoins. This kind of a long wick from the top is very important. It could usually signals the change of trend, such as this one. You can see after we have this long wick, we got this huge dump, and then altcoin have a big boom. And also this one, since we got this huge upper wick, we got a huge pump for the altcoins, specifically for all those DeFi coins. Right now, we are starting to get the long wick again. So we will have to see how this week's candle close, but it looks pretty bullish for the altcoins. And let's talk about why it is bullish for the altcoins. So this year we have a huge DeFi boom, and a lot of DeFi coins went to the moon, including, let's see, the YFI. It went to about $40,000. That equals, each YFI equals 4 Bitcoin. And then it have a huge dump for the last several weeks, and it dumped for about, let's see, measured 70% in about 4 weeks. And let's take a look at other coins such as Link. So Link is one of the large DeFi coins, and it has a huge pump, and then last several weeks it has a huge dump to the downside. It's about 60% dump. And let's take a look at other coins such as Uniswap. Uniswap went from about $15, went back down to about $2.50. That's about 80% dump. Why is this happening? Are DeFi projects dying? If you remember what I said before in my previous video, there's a secret signal for the Bitcoin and the crypto market. And the signal is the whales will start to buy altcoins first. And when they make enough money and people FOMO in, they will pull their funding and put it into Bitcoin. And that is that simple. When you earn enough money in the altcoin market, you put the earning you got into Bitcoin, and that is how Bitcoin go up. So we are at the stage for Bitcoin to go up. And I also talk about when we saw this secret signal, what you should do. That is simply to buy Bitcoin. And if you have bought Bitcoin when all those altcoins went to the moon, you would be sitting here and waiting to get profit. Now that Bitcoin is pumping and you start to chase Bitcoin, you will see that the altcoins will starting to rally again. Why is that? Let's take a look at some altcoins. For example, Link. It has a big dump. Let's measure the Fibonacci retracement. So let's start with the lowest point and go up here, and you can see that we are really close to the golden retracement ratio, which is at about here. Right now we are very close. Look at this wick. This is a very good golden ratio retracement, and normally people will start buying in this pocket. and there's a high possibility that Link could have a big pump into short term. Now let's take a look at the CRV, Curve Finance. So CRV has a big dump, but in the last several videos I talked about CRV and the price is going down and the RSI is going up, but there is a big break for this trend line. Is this bearish? I don't think so, because during the process of a break this trend line, lots of people lost hope and they starting to dump, and then the bulls will start to strike. So there is a high possibility that curve can starting to go up from here. And let's take a look at YF value. This is also one of the good DeFi coins, and a similar thing. The price is going down, something like this, but the RSI is going up. This is a bullish divergence, so there is a possibility that YFV will also start to go up from here. And you should see a pattern by now. A lot of these DeFi coins are in the oversold condition, and all this situation multiplied together, you will get a pretty bullish short term for the altcoins. And all these altcoins will take the chance during Bitcoin pump, and they will also pump along with Bitcoin. So altcoin holders, please hold on tight. We might have a big pump ahead of us. Now the question is for you. What do you think about the Bitcoin market? And what do you think of the altcoins? And which altcoins are you holding? Please jump down to the comment sections and let me know. Now let's take a look at gold and silver. This is the gold chart. So if we move this line, you can see that we are in the downtrend. We keep making lower highs. So lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And if the gold can push above this trend line, it will be very bullish for the gold. And now let's take a look at the RSI. As I mentioned before, this trend line, we touch it once, twice, break out, and then we come back and retest it. And then we got a rebound. This is very important, because right now we are testing this horizontal resistance line. Because we are testing this horizontal resistance line for the RSI. If the RSI can push above this horizontal line, it will be very bullish for the gold in the short term. Similarly for silver, this is almost exactly the same situation as gold. Silver is also making lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high. If silver can push above this resistance line, it will be very bullish for silver in the midterm. And a similar story for the RSI. We touch it once, twice, breakout, retest, and then a rebound. So we will have to see what happens for the next 2 weeks. Now let's take a look at the stock market. Again, let's start with the Fear and Greed Index. As I mentioned a week ago, we were at 41, that is fear. As I mentioned, in fear condition, it is really difficult to push the price down, because not a lot of people is longing, and you short market in this condition, you don't make money. To make money, you should buy long. This is why people is buying into the stock market. And this is why we get this huge pump from here to here for the Nasdaq. Similar story, we got a huge pump from here to here for Dow Jones, and also S&P 500, also a big pump, especially for the last 3 days. This is a very good pump. Now, will the stock market make new highs in the coming days? I cannot tell, because right now Fear and Greed Index is going into neutral. So there's a possibility that we might have a longer term fluctuations in the stock market, and I think that will be very healthy for the stock market. If we can do something like this will be very healthy. If we just keep pumping, I don't think that is very healthy, because even if we make new high very soon, we still have a big possibility to come back down. That would not be healthy for the stock market, especially in the situation if the RSI didn't make new high but price make new high. That would be a bearish divergence. For example, if the RSI went up to here and then the price goes up to this place, and we can draw a line something like this, and the RSI will get a lower high. So please look out for this situation, and you don't want it to happen. Now let's take a look at the US crude oil. Crude oil is making some interesting move. We have this big dump and then go up, and then another dump and then go up. This is a W-shape recovery, and it's a possibility that the oil may go up from here, because W-shaped recovery is also a double bottom. So there's a possibility that in the midterm the oil can go up from here, especially when it breaches this resistance line at about $43.5, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see if oil can make this miracle, especially when we have this beautiful trend line here. We touch it so many times, once, twice, third, fourth, fifth times, break out and then break down. This is my favorite pattern. Break down to about 20 and then go back up to this line, test it, and then another dump, and then we finally break it. Now if we can go back and retest this line and then bounce off, that will be even more bullish. So we'll have to see what happens in the next several weeks. And the question is for you: what do you think of the stock market? What do you think of the gold and silver market? And what do you think of the oil market? They all look pretty bullish to me in the short term and midterm. And what do you think? Go down to the comment section and let me know. We can discuss. And if you like my content, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe so that I can bring you guys up-to-date information. My name is Choi. This is your investing and trading channel, Blockchain Thunder. Thank you guys so much to come back to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.